What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Frankiehardworkshow with another thought-provoking video, and this video is about Malik Yoba, and I made a video about a week and a half ago when this whole fiasco kicked off with Malik Yoba confusion, because that's definitely what it is. It's confusion. I think he's trying to confuse everybody else in the process, but Since that made them videos, have been a lot going on, and I was just sitting back listening because for some reason I feel like he's really going on a tour right now because he got an agenda going on, and he's trying to make himself look good, but it's really backfiring. But he was recently on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking a whole bunch of different stuff on the Breakfast Club, and I want to talk about that. But real quick, I want to get into this interview that he had recently within the last couple of days. He had an interview. He was on the phone line with some lady named Valerie. I forgot her name, but Valerie something, and Judge Joe Brown. But before Judge Joe Brown came on, it was him and the young lady talking, and he was basically explaining his. Well, if you want to call it explaining, if you want to call it describing, he's basically talking about the trans community, whatever you want to call it, the letter community. He was talking about the letter community, and he was basically like putting the blame on black men, right? And that's what I didn't like. If you would go listen to that interview, he's basically putting the blame on black men, like we was the one, with the rhetoric we got here killing transgender. I guess he was talking about somebody, but the person that he was talking about that got killed in Baltimore for getting bullied on they got killed because by another gay person. He was a gay basher himself. You understand? And he trying to make it seem like that was like black on black crime when it wasn't. You understand? That was a whole total situation. That wasn't like a hood dude. Oh yeah, we like it was like a hate crime. That wasn't a hate crime. And I don't like what's going on with that. But as I proceed, Judge Joe Brown came on, and he went straight in. Like Judge Joe Brown went straight in. Like he was basically wasn't feeling none of that because he was talking the same thing that I'm pretty much about to get into, like the agenda situation. He's like, why are you pushing this? Like, why are you pushing this so hard? Like, why do you want us to agree with what's going on with your situation so hard? If y'all out there, y'all out there. Nobody don't really care. Everybody doing what they got to do. There's so much going on in this world. Nobody don't care what they doing. And I don't have nothing against them. I don't have nothing against their community, but I really don't care what nobody's doing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I watch my surroundings. Who don't? But at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Do what you do. But they pushing this agenda, and then they pushing it to little kids. And that's what Judge Joe Brown was saying. Judge Joe Brown was saying. Like they teaching this in third grade about this and that, and you're confusing them right then and there. That's why you're starting to see young people already, holding hands and liking each other at an early age. At an early age, because they pushing this agenda so hard. And him and Malik Yoba was pretty much going back and forth. And Malik Yoba was coming with his little confusion and this little cisgender thing. And that's another thing. I'm going to get back to that because I'm going to get to that on a Breakfast Club because that whole thing with the Breakfast Club was crazy. But he was talking about the cisgender. And Judge Joe Brown was pretty much cutting them off. Like, listen, man, like, they messing up the black family. You understand? And then I guess Malik Yoba got so offended or whatever, the phone hung up, he ain't even called back. And then after that, Judge Brown was going in on that. He was keeping it 100. Like, this seemed like it's some agenda, and why are you going so hard with this? Like, I was watching Lovely T, and she called him a chaos agent. And that's exactly what he seemed like he's doing right now. He's trying to cause chaos in the black community. He's trying to put the light on all the black men, especially black men. And I'm going to get into the black women in a second. I just hold up, listen to me on this one. But he definitely trying to get into the black man, had the black men looking all homophobic and everybody looking at us because you see what's going on right now. Anytime something happens, anytime a black person say anything, we get looked at as being homophobic. It's like when toxic masculinity is for black men only. Like, I don't see the word toxic masculinity get used towards any other race. Think about that. Have you ever heard anybody put the word toxic, toxic masculinity in any other race? Anytime you hear it is with a black person, with a black male to be precise. Anytime you hear it is with a black male to be precise. You understand? And that's another thing. Like, the arrows at us right now, they want to make us look like we just the worst person, the worst people in the world. And I don't like that. And that's crazy. And I want to talk about the Breakfast Club interview. Like they be too light on people, man. Like, they used to be going hard on people. They must got a new sponsor or something. Because they used to go way hard on people. Now, since, like, they was doing political political people coming on their shows, it's like they changing up a little bit. Like, just pay attention a little bit. They be wilding here and there, but their opinion is changing now. It's getting softer. But that's a whole nother video, right? But now you had Malik Yoba, once again, on the Breakfast Club with 3 other people that's representing the letter community. You know what I mean? They call themselves women, but they was men at the end of the day, and it is what it is. Now, and the reason why I stress that part, because the whole thing they was talking about, like, first Malik Yoba was taking over the whole conversation. I see he liked to hear himself talk. You can clearly see that. He liked to hear himself talk. You understand? Because he think he's smarter than everybody in the room. But in this particular interview, he wasn't acting like that. It was like he was getting ran by them other people right there. It was like they was just straight telling him everything. Like, you got to do it this way. And they was real aggressive. That was another thing, too. They was real aggressive. And it's like, how you want people to hear what you got to say if you so aggressive, though? Like, how you want people to respect your thoughts when you can't even talk about it? You know what I mean? Every time you say something, it's like they like correct you rudely, though. Like, cut you off and all this and that. And then you had to the point where everybody was scared to say anything. You understand? I don't even remember if, what's her name? If Angela Yee was really saying too much. She wasn't really saying too much. You understand? That's because you can't even have an opinion no more. You can't say anything. Like, I made a video a while ago, and it was called Society Too Sensitive. Go check that out. It's a good video. Go check it out. It's my little rant, whatever you want to call it. But in that video, I was talking about, like, you can't say anything. Everybody, you got to say, excuse me, pardon me, I apologize. You got to word everything so crazy nowadays, because it's like everything is so politically incorrect. But let me get back to the situation. I'm getting off point. But with that whole situation, they were just it's like they just trying to change science. Like, how you trying to change science? Now you telling me when you born, you a cisgender? What they saying the cisgender mean what the doctor assigned you as? Like, are you kidding me now? Like, where is this coming from? Like, and you can tell this is clearly getting pointed towards black men. And I'm going to say something, too. I wanted to talk about the black women, too, because you see what they trying to do, too. While all this is getting pointed at black men, it seems like they trying to like replace black women. Think about it. They're not pushing that hard in the white letter community. They're only pushing it that hard in the black letter community. And it's like they really trying to take y'all spot, because think about it. You heard somebody was mad about the Black Girls Rock. Her name was Rachel something. Somebody was mad about that, right? This is going to be a nice video, y'all. It's going to be like 15 minutes. But you heard that they was mad about that. Like, why you acknowledge black trans women? Like, come on. Like, this is getting too much. It's like you can't do anything. And it's like now they trying to be the face. They trying to be the new face of black women, it seemed like to me. I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion, it seemed like they trying to be the face of black women. I can remember I used to talk to my ex. I used to say this years ago. I used to always say, like, why wouldn't gay men or trans or something, anything like that, why they try to act like black women, but like a ghetto version of a black woman, like a real super ghetto version, like a Shanae or something like that. In some cases, even the white ones, it's like they try to emulate black women, but like real provocative black women. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they really trying to replace y'all. I want to know how y'all feel about that, because I know I'm not the only one that's thinking this. But back to the interview. Now, you got Charlamagne even questioning himself when Malik asked him, "What are you?" He said, "I'm straight, I guess." Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you letting somebody take you out your zone like that? Like, I didn't like that. But my whole point of talking about this is because I feel like it's really an agenda going on. I feel like they're trying to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. I feel like they're trying to replace black women. I feel like they're trying to make black men the face of toxic masculinity and homophobia, right? And I feel like they're trying to push it to to the youngins. And listen, people could do what they want to do. You could be as free as you want to be. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem. If that's what you want to do it. If that's what you want to do it. It's a lot of that where I'm from. It's a lot of that going on out here too. It's not, well, no. Let me take that back. It ain't like Atlanta. No disrespect to Atlanta, because we all know there's a lot of that going on down there. But it's a few people out here that's like that. You understand? It's a few people out here that's like that, right? I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot everywhere, but it's more prevalent in the East Coast, right? But at the same time, what I'm saying is they really trying to shove it down your throat. And that's what Judge Joe Brown was saying also. You understand? And then you going on a Breakfast Club, you got Malik Yoba, you know what I mean, really trying to make black men, once again, the face of toxic masculinity. And then it's another thing that I don't like. You understand what I don't like? This is another thing that I don't like, right? Now, he's talking about he want to change the definition of a heterosexual. No. He want to extend the definition of a heterosexual. Talking about how you going to pretty much that he's a heterosexual. He like black women. He like women. But I guess he's just because they're trans women, he don't want to use the word trans. So he consider all women women. You see the trick bag he trying to pull out? You see what I'm saying? That's an agenda he trying to do. He trying to start a new wave or something. I don't know. He trying to start a new wave. Think about what he trying to do. He trying to start a new wave. Like, just imagine if you spitting that to a young boy and you pushing that in his head like that. Like, that's not right what he doing, man. It's not right. Like I said, everybody got rights. You can do what you want to do. But I don't think it's right for you to push that agenda. If you want to represent, do what you got to do. Just say, just speak out about your little documentary little thing that's coming out. Because he keeps screaming out, a march or something like that? He keeps screaming it out, right? He's screaming out so much, I remember the date, September 28th. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. That's how much he's screaming it out. And honestly, like I'm gonna spit a side note. I remember back in the day, right? Because if y'all can remember, it was a video out where it was a member of the letter community, right? And he was pretty much saying, like, I guess he was Puerto Rican and he turned into a whatever. But he was pretty much put out in Malik Yoba. And he was saying the area. And like I said, that area, the tunnel and all that, it used to be mad dark areas around there. And there used to be a lot of celebrities, and the tunnel used to be loose. You figure the tunnel was, the bathroom was like, the bathroom was, it was like, what they call that, where both people could go in there. It was like both genders could go in there. You feel me? That thing was loose. And there used to be a lot of tricks and all that around there. They used to be coming by the club and all that. You come outside the club, they be in all that area. Tricks and everything. That shit used to be disgusting. You understand? And he used to be in that area. That's where he's from. And I'm about to drop this quick jewel on y'all real quick, because I just learned this story. This is a quick side note, real quick. You know Christian Louboutin, right? The shoe? Did you know how that got started? It got started because the meat district, when they used to be, because that's where the tunnel was at. The tunnel was in the meat district. So the bottom of the shoe, the when the tricks was out there tricking, the bottom of their shoe used to get red from the meat juices that was draining on the bricks of the floor in the meat district. So that's where he came up with the red bottom. But that was just, he came up with it in New York. So that was just a little jewel. But anyway, I feel like that they trying to push this agenda a little bit too hard. While they trying to kill, they trying to kill our character and replace people at the same time. You see what's going on. You see, you're not going to tell me you haven't been, from this year, real talk, this year, I made a couple of videos, but it seemed like from the beginning of this year, the first they started off with the toxic masculinity, with the R. Kelly situation, whatever. Now, he was wrong. He deserved whatever he get. But my whole thing is, you seen how they was moving after that. Him, Michael Jackson, boom, boom, boom. But they putting, they trying to make us, the face of toxic masculinity and all that. It was a lot of people attacking black men. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it was a lot of things where Chris Brown was getting accused of this and this and that. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's getting further and further. Now, this thing just came out of nowhere. They going super hard right now and just trying to push it down our throat. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I don't even use the word pause, but I ain't like that. But you know what I mean? It's like they trying to go hard with that. So I ain't gonna go too far because I feel like I've been going further enough. I said it 15 minutes, over 15 minutes, but I want to know how you feel about this. It's your boy Frankie Hardwork. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel, and I'm gonna holler at y'all in the comments. Easy.